Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more relationship stories, and if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. Let's crack on with today's first story, which comes from a throwaway account, and it's titled, Am I the Arsehole for taking my niece to court over a coat? I, 28 female, have a niece, 16 female. She's my sister's only child. 2 years ago, I married a very wealthy man, 34 male, and because of the pandemic, last Christmas was my first with my in-laws. My mother-in-law gifted me a coat that is worth more than $20,000. I saw her wearing it, asked where she bought it, and she said that it would be my Christmas gift from her. I didn't know how much it was. I knew it was expensive, but I thought that maybe $3,000 at most. I was visiting my sister last January when my niece saw it. She googled the brand and showed me how much it really was. I won't lie, I didn't wear it after that because I was afraid of ruining it. Last week, I wore it while visiting my sister. Whilst I was putting it back on to leave, I felt something go splat on my back. Then my niece started cackling and the smell of paint hit me. I was so pissed off while she was not apologetic at all. Her mum screamed at her and she was grounded. Then she said she will pay for the dry cleaning. While I was in my car, still in shock by the way, I got an alert that my niece posted a reel. It was of her doing a prank on me, and she said, I'm going to hit my aunt's $20,000 coat with a paint-filled balloon to see how she reacts. I saved it on my phone, sent it to her mum, and told her that a week's grounding is not enough. She did not reply, but I saw that my niece took it down. It got less than 5 views by then. The next day I found out that my coat cannot be saved. So I called my sister and told her that her daughter has to pay it back. Well, we got into an argument and she said that they will not be paying it, and if I wanted a new one, I should get my husband to buy it for me. I think that they should pay for it. They can afford to. In my opinion, they should sell my niece's car and pay me back my money. We did not reach an agreement, so I told her that I will be suing, and reminded her that I have video evidence that her daughter A did it on purpose for online clout, and B knew exactly how expensive it was. People in my life are not objective at all. I have some calling me an arsehole, some saying that they are the arsehole for not buying me a new one, and some so obsessed with the price of the coat that they are calling me an arsehole for simply owning it and wanting a new one. So, am I the arsehole? Edit. Sorry for not making it clearer, but my coat was bought new. Just identical to my mother-in-law's. Ugh, I hate seeing when people do these sort of things as pranks, air quotes here, because it's not pranks, it's just damaging someone else's property. I see it so many times online and various social media sites where they take someone's item and just destroy it, like their PlayStation or their Switch, or standing on someone's new pair of shoes with mud on your feet. I mean, what goes through your mind to think this is acceptable at all? $10, $20, $30, or 20 grand, it doesn't matter the price, these are consequences to your actions. But Wayward Princess says, not the arsehole, she ruined a $20,000 coat. She wasn't even apologetic. Voiceless Lemon says, not the arsehole, this is a really good way for your niece to learn that actions have consequences and hopefully will serve her well in the future, when she's older. And your sister seems to need that lesson too, it sounds like. Just have your husband buy a new one is not an appropriate reaction to your kid destroying a $20,000 item. Opie responded saying, exactly, he's my husband, and even I don't feel comfortable asking him to drop that kind of money on something frivolous, while she is comfortable doing that. Fine Prune says, honestly, not the arsehole. Actions have consequences, and you are right, a week's grounding isn't enough. She should sell her car and cough up the money. The niece is old enough to know better. Tell your sister either she comes up with the money or you take it to the cops. I wonder if a police report will force the insurance company to come up with the money. This wasn't an accident, it was intentional, and she won't do it again. This reminds of the idiots gluing themselves to paintings to fight climate change. Alien Overlord says, not the arsehole, this is criminal damage. She knew the value of the coat and she used paint which normally can't be removed. Sometimes people will have to face the consequences of their actions. It's not about the coat, it's about personal responsibility. And 16 is way old enough to know better. She did this out of jealousy, and I'm guessing your sister had something to do with that. The girl owes you for the coat she ruined, and she should pay for it. And one more from Jagged who says, oh my goodness, let's sum up only relevant data. She deprived you of $20,000 worth of goods. It was not accidental. There is irrefutable evidence. There is a recorded confession of intent. If reported to police, the incident would likely be deemed a crime. The person and the person's guardians refuse to discuss a reasonable repayment plan. Not the arsehole. Personally, I'd be considering reporting a crime. I'm sure I'd regret it, but man, I'd want to. So then OP updated the post 8 days later, which says, "So here is a quick update. Since the situation has been resolved. When my husband got home, I told him what happened and showed him the video. He asked if I spoke with my brother-in-law and I said no. All my conversations were with my sister. He said that he will take care of it. Now, a disclaimer, I understand nothing when it comes to insurance claims, and this is what my husband told me / I understood happened. My husband talked with my brother-in-law, told him exactly what happened and showed him the prank video. And he told him that the coat was insured. We will be filing a claim and submitting the video, and we might have to file charges for the claim. He assured him that we would be dropping the charges. We don't want to send the niece to jail. Then he told him that one of two things might happen. After our insurance pays us, they will come after them. If their insurance pays, their premium will skyrocket. If it doesn't, they might sue them and might get a lien on their house. My brother-in-law asked if there was a way that he could pay us without involving insurance. My husband told him that was what we wanted at first, but that my sister insisted that they will not be paying us back. Apparently, my brother-in-law was not in the know, and he was very pissed off about what my niece did and my sister's response. So they came to this solution. My niece's car will be sold, and if it doesn't fetch the whole compensation money, she will have to get a job and pay me back the whole check until it is paid off. Also, she is grounded for the rest of the school year. I'm thankful for the people who encouraged me to talk with my husband. Then someone said, was there an apology, a sincere apology? OP responded saying, none from my sister or niece so far. My brother-in-law was very apologetic though, even called me to say he was sorry and to assure me that I will be getting my money as soon as possible. Another comment from OP said, mother-in-law said that she will get in contact with Loro Piana to get me a similar / same coat. The one I own is no longer on their website, so we're not sure if their physical stores still have it or not. And it might seem silly / vain to some, but that coat symbolizes me becoming a real part of my in-laws' family. So even though I'm nervous wearing it, I would still like to have it, if you get what I mean. And then she talks about her sister's family and says, I mentioned it in my last post, in a comment I think. They are an upper middle class, and that they could afford to pay us without going into debt. And I'm always curious about these sort of stores. I looked it up, Loro Piana. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I know there's one of these stores local to us down in Bicester Village. But I had a quick look on their website where they sell like these cashmere jumpers and stuff like that, and scarves, which there's a scarf there for £1,400, a beanie for $380, and I just think, holy moly. But you know, each to their own, and it certainly doesn't deserve paint being thrown at it by anyone, especially someone who's like deliberately thinking about it. I'm gonna fill up this balloon with paint and chuck it at someone's 20 grand coat. What good can you think's gonna come out of that? Holy shit. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on with another story. So the next story comes from a deleted user who says, am I the arsehole for not inviting my stepmother and her daughter at my wedding? I, 24 female, and getting married next summer to my fiance Joe. My mum died when I was 7. Dad married Kay 4 years later. Kay has a daughter, Ella, 22, from a previous relationship. Kay and Ella are easily the most entitled, spoiled, and rude people I've ever met. They never treated me like family. Kay has done everything possible to push me away from the family. I haven't been in any family pictures since I was 14. I was never allowed on any family vacations or activities. Per Kay's request, my dad banned any family members from giving me any gifts for my birthday / holidays. She always hated me. I can't even remember all the times I cried because of all the things she would say to me. Ella was the favorite child. Whatever she wanted, they would get for her. Me? I had to work if I wanted something. School supplies? Work for them. My clothes didn't fit me anymore. Work for new clothes. Ella liked to break my stuff, and I would be grounded because I got mad at her. My last straw was when she cut all pictures I had of my mum. Dad found me crying, and when I showed him the pictures, he told me to let it go. I packed a bag and went to stay with my grandparents. I was 17. Dad never came for me. Never called or texted me either. He reached out to me when I was 20, apologized and said he wanted to reconnect. I told him if he wants that, then he will have to work very hard to earn a relationship with me, since he hasn't been my dad since I was 12, and in 3 years I haven't heard from him at all. He said he'd do anything to be my dad again. Since then, I've been low contact with him because I don't feel like he's put in enough work into our relationship. I finished college last year and he attended the ceremony, and after that, we spent the entire weekend together bonding. It was the first time I felt like I had a dad in almost 13 years. I wanted my dad to attend the wedding as a guest, but I don't want Kay or Ella there. I talked to my dad about it and he was okay with attending as a guest. My grandpa will be walking me down the aisle. But he was really mad when I said I will not invite Kay and Ella. His reasoning is that they are his family, so that makes them mine too, and he doesn't want them to be excluded. He then said he will not attend if they aren't invited, so I said okay, I guess you won't attend my wedding, and our relationship is over since you are choosing them over me again. It is my wedding and I don't want those disgusting people there. Please don't contact me again. Go be with your perfect little family and forget I exist. You have practice on that. Goodbye. Then I blocked his number. Some family members reached out to me and told me I should be the bigger person and maybe the wedding could be what's going to fix our relationship. My grandparents said that it's my big day and that I shouldn't have people that make me uncomfortable there. Joe and his parents agree that I shouldn't invite people that hurt me just because they are legally considered family. So, am I the arsehole? I never understand people saying, be the bigger person. Like, what's that going to achieve you apart from anxiety on your wedding day, having a bunch of people that's treated you like absolute shit for years at your wedding? He was kind enough to give your father another chance to rebuild your relationship. You told him he has to work hard at it because he's been shit to you all this time. But then continues to act like shit when you told him that you don't want two people who's hurt you so badly there. He should have been understanding, saying, yeah, I totally understand that, I will attend alone. But no, he doubled down, so don't feel bad and go in no contact with him again. Your grandparents are totally correct. It's your day and you shouldn't have people that make you feel uncomfortable there. And to me, it just feels like one of those ones where it's time for a full no contact. He's had his chance. He enabled them all this time, and like I said, he was lucky enough to give you that chance again. But he ruined it now, and that's on him. Tosit says, not the arsehole. Your wedding should be one of the happiest days of your life. Your father made his choice. You don't always need to be the bigger person anyway. But they're not even really asking you to do that. They're asking you to be a pushover and let your father and his wife and her child get their way. That's not being the bigger person. You're so much better off without. OP, I hope you have a beautiful wedding, stress-free, and embrace your new family. Princess J says, oh my god, not the arsehole. Forgive me, but your dad is the most disgusting person ever. He not only allowed that behavior, but he encouraged it. Personally, I'd make sure the ushers know he and the evil stepmother and stepsister are banned. P-Bit says, not the arsehole. They made your life so miserable and they made it clear that they never considered you family. And your dad just sat there and let them do it. He was extremely lucky that you were willing to give him a second chance and he completely destroyed it yet again. Giving him that opportunity was your be the bigger person moment with him, and he showed that he truly hadn't changed and somehow still didn't respect you as a person or acknowledge the damage that his family inflicted upon you. Hope your wedding day is wonderful, drama-free, and full of people in your life who love and support you and your fiancé. Dipping my toe says, not the arsehole. Good for you for shutting that crap down and your grandparents for supporting you. I assume Jay is your fiancé. If so, he and his parents are walking right into arsehole territory with the hobnail boots on for insisting that folks who have abused you so badly for so long have to be invited simply because they are legally family. Attending the wedding isn't going to fix anything about this relationship. It will just give that pair of harpies yet another chance to hurt you and cause trouble. That garbage needs to be addressed and quickly. Edit. Thinking that the last sentence of the post had a typo. I really hope so, and if so, good for them. Have a beautiful wedding and a happy life. So then OP comes in to update the post, which says the situation has blown out of proportions. Kay's family has been blowing up my phone, sending me death/rape threats, and what's worse is that they have sent the same threats to my grandparents. I had a panic attack so bad when my grandma called me and told me so I'm currently in hospital. Joe's mum is with me, and Joe and his dad went to my hometown to bring my grandparents here because I'm honestly scared something may happen to them. I don't know what to do. This has turned into a nightmare. Before you suggest a restraining order, in my country, they won't give you one unless they actually hurt you. Joe's aunt has offered to have us move in with her across the country, and as much as we love our life here, we will accept her offer. Edit. A lot of people keep asking why Kay and Ella want to come to my wedding when they clearly hate me. I don't think they want to come. I think it's the fact that I don't want them there that makes them want to come. They're not used to being told no. Edit. I've had some comments saying I should expose their threats on social media, and I think I'll do that plus tag all of them. I can update after I do that if you'll want me to. Thank you for all the comments and messages. Update. I posted all the text alongside the backstory on Facebook and Instagram, and I tagged them all. Safe to say they aren't happy. Kay and Ella are now cut off by all her family because apparently they didn't know how they treated me. Kay and Ella have been lying to Kay's family for years, pretending to be a good stepmother/sister and painting me as the bitch that never accepted me and made their lives hell. In addition, my dad is offering me money to delete the post because his friends and boss saw it. Dad's friends refuse to talk to him and his boss wants to see him first thing Monday morning. And I'm assuming it is to fire him because Dad's job involves public relations and this is bad for their image. Now they're blowing up my phone with apologies and begging me to delete everything. My dad is blaming Kay for all of this and he's considering divorcing her in hope to save his reputation. On another note, we accepted Joe's aunt offer to move in with her. We're thinking to make the move to Aunt City permanent because honestly, I'm in love with this place and we may even get better paying jobs here. Anyways, tonight we're going to have a small party to celebrate my dad's life being ruined. Gee whiz, that escalated quickly, but now I'm going to turn it to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from Dramatic Use, who says, am I the arsehole for not giving my son's stepson money for university when I have for all my other grandkids? I have 3 kids. My husband and I worked hard to raise them and get them to be productive adults, and they are. I'm proud of all 3. They were great kids and have become pretty good adults, if I do say so myself. When my oldest daughter married a widower who already had a 2-year-old child, my husband and I put money into an education fund. We did the same for every biological grandchild. We know a little bit about investing and compound interest. By starting early, we can invest a little bit each month, and by the time they graduate high school, we are able to provide each one with enough money for a good start in life. My oldest grandchild just graduated from high school. We're able to let them know that after scholarships and everything were taken into account, they would be graduating debt-free. We don't give any of them the money. We pay for tuition and fees and such. We learned our lesson from our youngest, our only son. We gave him all the money like we had for his 2 older sisters. He had scholarships as well, but he blew through the money we gave him and chose to become a tradesperson instead. He does very well and now owns his own successful business. He was married, but it didn't work out. We have 2 grandkids from that marriage. Last year, he married a very nice woman who has a 15-year-old son. She had him very young and it caused a rift in her family. None of them came to the wedding. My son approached us about money for his stepson's education. After my husband and I discussed it, we said that we could afford to give him $5,000 to help out, but that was it. My son is very disappointed. He knows that all my other grandkids have enough money in their accounts to pay for at least 2.5 years of in-state tuition and expenses. He makes good money, but also likes to spend it on toys and vacations. I don't think that him or my daughter-in-law have anything put away for his stepson. That is why we offered the $5,000. My son and his wife are planning ahead for when he graduates in June, and they are still complaining that I am treating him different from our other grandkids. I know that we are, but we didn't have almost 2 decades to save for him. That $5,000 came out of my fund for when I need to replace my car. Edit. My son and daughter-in-law are not spending their money on toys and vacations. I may have put that badly. The reason that my son doesn't have a lot of savings to pay for his son's education is because of how he chose to spend his money prior to getting married. I hope that is clear now. Edit 2. I've talked to my husband and son. My son wants me to take money from all the accounts and make one for his stepson. We counter-offered to split the 2 accounts we have for his biological children into 3 and split the $5,000 into them. And we will continue to contribute to the accounts until they get used. He seems unhappy with that option. Now, this is an absolute not the arsehole from me, and it's from what OP said, is that They didn't have that 15 years to save up and invest like they had done for the other grandchildren. Personally, I thought Opie was extremely generous to offer that $5,000 to begin with. And it seems to me that you've constantly offered alternatives to this, but he just seems pretty entitled to me to keep expecting to be unhappy with options that you're providing and expecting more. I'd love to know his wife's opinion on this one, but Phenom Star says not the arsehole. You didn't have a 15-year head start to save for this grandchild the way you did for others. He can be upset that his kid won't have the same head start, but he can't be mad at you for not being able to offer more. Now it's up to him to provide. Oxford Comma says, not the arsehole. Hey mum, here's a new 15-year-old grandson for you to give me money. Yeah, doesn't work that way. You offered what you could put together on short notice, which is what this was. If your son wants to complain about it, he's the arsehole. Medical Cat says, not the arsehole. You saved up money for all your other grandchildren, bio and bonus, for as long as you've known them. It's kind of an arsehole move to ask you to save the same kind of money in only 1 year. It's very generous to offer him $5,000. Edit. After your second edit. What the? Your son can't be serious. He's acting like an entitled little brat with no knowledge whatsoever of neither economics nor fairness nor appreciation. This is not about bio/bonus children. To me, it screams pure entitlement and possibly some messed up sibling rivalry from his side. Now, what do you guys make of this one? What would you say to the son in this situation? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, support and time always means the absolute world to me, so thank you so much, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.